Hey y'all, it's Rick with Responder Support Services, and it's time for our next video. And the topic today is not a popular one. We're talking about suicide, and it's a tough topic, it's difficult, nobody wants to talk about it. It's just that our clinical practice has seen an uptick in referrals for suicidal ideation during the pandemic. And that got me curious, and I started digging around. The first thing I looked at was, what are the firefighter and EMS suicides so far? I contacted the Firefighter Behavioral Health Alliance, and they collect stats on both. And their founder, Jeff Dill, told me that so far this year, they've validated 28 firefighter suicides and 12 EMS suicides, with several more that they're still trying to validate. And everyone saw the report last year that reported 228 law enforcement suicides, which was higher than their line of duty deaths last year. Emergency services suicide is a difficult topic to understand, and the research has identified a lot of the risk factors and warning signs in this population. But I was wondering if there's any research out there that looked at cortisol and suicide. And in a lit search, I located 27 studies on cortisol and suicide, and they had some interesting conclusions. From many of my previous videos, we know that too much or too little cortisol is a factor in anxiety and depressive disorders and a lot of physical illnesses. But what about suicide? In one particular video, I talked about adrenal fatigue, where overproduction of cortisol because of chronic stress beats up the adrenal system, and then the adrenal glands eventually can't produce enough cortisol for when it is needed. A study done in the UK found that study participants with low cortisol production had higher suicidal ideation after a 1-month exposure to a chronic stressor. This was compared to their control group. There were some interesting studies that explored age, cortisol dysregulation, and suicide. And in these studies, where the mean age of the sample was below 40, the association was higher. This means that in the under 40 group, higher cortisol was associated with suicide attempts, not the case with the over 40 group. So not enough cortisol is a problem, and too much cortisol is a problem when it comes to prolonged incidents. You see, both eustress, our good stress, and distress cause cortisol release as part of their response. Eustress creates a seize the day dynamic that is energizing and provides for cortisol levels to quickly return to normal. Distress doesn't provide that. We got to provide this ourselves by planning for it. This is why having a well-rounded resilience plan around you is so important during a prolonged incident. Think about all the other videos that I've done and find the combination of strategies that's going to work for you to help you maintain your resilience, whether it's the sleep hygiene with hydration and exercise and mindfulness. It doesn't have to be everything, but find that combination that works for you. Again, it's another big complex topic. We'd love to talk more about it with you. Call us 828-333-5708. Find us on the web at respondersupport.com. And if you find this video helpful, please click like and subscribe and get notification on our future videos. Thank you.